All right, great. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's Food Studies seminar, hosted by the NTU Food Studies Research Cluster. I am Dr. Carrie Matwick, coordinator of the cluster. We are delighted to have you this afternoon. My sister will be presenting on packaging in place, omiyage as gastrodiplomacy. So yes, it is my pleasure to formally introduce you to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Kelsey Matwick, a Fulbright scholar currently based in Japan for the academic year 2024-2025. Dr. Matwick specializes in the intersection of food, language, and culture. She teaches culinary diplomacy and American culture at Tokyo University of Agriculture and Technology, as well as the University of Ryukyu in Okinawa. So with a background in linguistics and food studies, her research spans diverse topics, including celebrity chefs, culinary diplomacy, and visual culture and food packaging. Today, Dr. Matwick will explore how omiyage, so Japan's tradition of gifting regional souvenirs, often food, serves not just as a cultural and social practice, but also a form of gastrodiplomacy, so strengthening personal ties and reinforcing Japan's regional and national identity through visual language and packaging design. So Kelsey will give a 30 to 45-minute presentation, and then we'll have question and answers. So if you have a question during the presentation, you can put it in the chat, or you can wait until the end to ask her. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Kelsey Matwick.
Thank you for that introduction. It's a pleasure to be here today. I am Kelsey Matwick. I'm currently a Fulbright scholar in Japan. I draw upon my ethnographic data to analyze omiyage through discourse analysis, where omiyage are traditional Japanese gift of giving gifts to friends, family, and colleagues. The word omiyage translates to gift or souvenir. But omiyage, it's much more than just a souvenir. It's a tool for gastrodiplomacy. Its visual language and its packaging design highlight local nature, history, and culture. This transforms omiyage from a simple gift to a meaningful place in Japan's gift giving. It strengthens personal ties, national connections, and it promotes regional pride in Japan. So thank you again. So I am an American food scholar and sponsored by the Fulbright to study and teach in Japan. I taught in Tokyo Agricultural University in Japan, in Tokyo, for the fall semester. And then in the spring now, for the spring semester, it'll be university in Okinawa. So let's start with a question for you. So have you ever received or given a food gift? Well, probably so. So that food gift has reminded you of a place, maybe a box of Georgia peanuts from the US, or Hawaiian macadamia nuts, or Swiss chocolate, or Singapore kaya jam. If so, you've already experienced the essence of omiyage, where these foods do more than satisfy a craving. They tell a story from where they are come from. In the same way, omiyage is not just a gift, it's a way of carrying the essence of a place back home and then you share it with others. So today we'll explore how this tradition reflects Japanese values, shapes social interactions, and connects to ideas of diplomacy, hospitality, and identity. First, we'll take a look at what makes omiyage so unique. So omiyage serves as a form of gastrodiplomacy. It links food, packaging, and place to shape cultural narratives. So a personal example comes from this past fall. In October, I traveled from Tokyo to Yokohama through the train to run the Yokohama Marathon in October with Carrie, my twin sister. And so we had a great race. And so then after the race, as a gift of goodwill and appreciation to my colleagues back at my host university in Tokyo, I brought back a classic Yokohama gift, which is, you can see here, it's a Yokohama Harbor gift. They're packages of light Castella cake. They're fluffy, light sponge cake, and they often have flavors of the season. So we were there in October, so a delicious pumpkin flavor. And so the harbor sweets, they've been cherished Yokohama staple for over 70 years. And so this is an example of showing cultural expectation for travelers to bring back something of the region to their colleagues, to their family, as a thank you for keeping the office going, the home going. And also it reinforces social bonds, acknowledges the interconnectedness of our daily life. And also then omiyage, so it's more than just a food gift, but also represents the place. So as you can see here with the Yokohama Harbor, there's a picture of the boat and the harbor in the back, showing how Yokohama is is a major port in Japan. And so we'll take a look later in the presentation about how this visual language and packaging design reinforce these cultural narratives. So to define gastrodiplomacy, so we see how omiyage strengthens social ties and represents a place. And so connecting it to the larger concept of gastrodiplomacy, public policy scholar Paul Rockover defines gastrodiplomacy as a method of reaching hearts and minds through people's stomachs. So he goes on and explains that it blends culinary diplomacy, cultural diplomacy, public diplomacy, and nation branding. So while gastrodiplomacy is sometimes used interchangeably with culinary diplomacy, here I use it in a broader sense to describe how food promotes national branding and identity both domestically, so at home in Japan, and then internationally abroad. So at both the public and the diplomatic levels. So a well-known example is former U.S. President Barack Obama. It shares sushi and sake with Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. In 2015, it was a diplomatic meal. It symbolized the U.S.-Japan relations. And then on a more everyday level, we have the California roll. So an American adaptation of the Japanese sushi that introduced many in the U.S. to sushi culture in the 1980s through familiar ingredients like crab and avocado. And so at its core, gastrodiplomacy introduces culture through one of the most universal access points, taste, how things taste. So it allows people to engage with other cultures from the comfort of home, making the unfamiliar feel approachable. So through food, we connect with different parts of the world in a familiar, emotionally resonant experience and rooted in this shared experience. So ultimately, gastrodiplomacy, it helps shape a nation's image, foster cultural understanding, and common ground. So now that we've explored the concept of gastrodiplomacy, we'll now focus on omiyage and break it down into three key aspects. So first, we'll look at the historical, social, and economic role, and then we'll explore then the art and packaging and presentation. And then finally, we'll get into how omiyage is a form of soft power in gastrodiplomacy. So with omiyage, so first to explore its historical, social, and economic roles. So omiyage is rooted in reciprocity and regional pride. And we'll see regional examples and specific treats. So like what we saw with Yokohama Harbor, or Carrie and I were currently in Kyoto. So Kyoto specialty is yatsuhashi. It's a sweet flavored of the season. And so these treats, they're edible representations of place. And then next we'll consider the economic impact of omiyage, where omiyage in particular plays a significant role in the economy of Japan. And then we'll see how all these elements come together to shape omiyage as a cultural and economic tradition in Japan. So first, let's start with the history and social significance. So to appreciate the role of omiyage today, it's important to understand the background, the tradition where it comes from. The practice of Japan gift giving is believed to have originated with the pilgrimages to the Shinto shrines, so the 1600s. During the Edo period, which is the 17th to the 19th century, pilgrims would bring back mementos to show their families and friends that they indeed had visited these sacred sites. And in the early days, omiyage needed to be lightweight, non-perishable, and easy to transport. Common gifts were fans, tea, knives, ladles, and obi, which are kimono sashes. But beyond their practical functions, so these gifts carried spiritual meaning. It was believed that the blessings received by the pilgrims during their journey could be transferred to the recipients of these items. So this reinforces the idea that omiyage is more than just a souvenir. It's a way to share experience, to a place, and even a sense of divine connection. So this historical foundation, it sets the stage for how omiyage evolved in the rich cultural practice of today. As Japan's railway system developed, edible items became more common. So like mochi, sweets, biscuits. Because of the efficiency with the railway, it allowed for easy transportation. It was fast. So locally produced edible items like sweets and snacks contributed to the popularity of omiyage as gifts across the country, where people are traveling more and they could consume these edible gifts without them perishing. So here's a picture of a steam engine train in the 1900s, and then of Japan railway systems from early on. So a deeper meaning behind the term omiyage. So omiyage, it's a combination of two kanji, so earth and product, so which means a typical product of a region. So it's easy to confuse omiyage with souvenir in English, but in reality, omiyage and souvenir are really quite different, where it's become a common practice in Japanese culture to buy omiyage as gifts from the travel destinations, then give them to the family, friends, and loved ones, where the gifts are carefully packaged and illustrate the place and design images and text, where the local element is very important aspect of omiyage. So omiyage is usually snacks, sweets, other foods, because the different regions in Japan all have unique flavor preferences and ingredients. So each gift then highlights that certain region's flavors. So their mebutsu or specialty is available often at the local gift shops and especially at train stations. So modern railway stations, they often sell these omiyage. Here I am at the Kyoto station. So Kyoto station, it's a major transportation hub, much like Tokyo station, Osaka station, all the main cities, main train stations. And so these stations, they offer many stores to buy this omiyage and food representative of the region. With Kyoto, here in the picture, there's the matcha, and then also right now it's strawberry season, so a lot of strawberry flavored cookies and biscuits. So here you can see that the packaging really emphasizes where it's from. And so the visual language and the packaging design reinforces cultural narrative of the products and also the region. There's been an annual omiyage competition. So since 1960, the Japan Federation of Gifts and Souvenirs has held an annual omiyage competition. So it aims to promote best practices in the souvenir business. And the majority of the awards have been for food. And reasons indicate from surveys that they've held of locals is that, well, food gifts can be shared easily with others. They're devoid of personal connection, and that food leaves no trace in the house. So there's no smell, no waste. So these preferences, plus they taste delicious. So this preference for food, sweet and savory, it's clearly indicated in the portfolio of over 9,000 omiyage listed on there's a website, the omiyadata.com lists over 9,000 omiyage, and more than, like 95% are food related. So new ones continuously are added each year, and then you can search on the website the omiyage per the prefecture. So if you want one from Tokyo, you could select there and then see what omiyage representative. So the food gift market historically has been an important part of the local and national economy, and then now currently as well. So it was originally available just for eating on the spot, so on the walking trail with the pilgrims or near the store, until then the train developed and improved the transportation of food gifts. And so historically and currently, omiyage play an important role in the economy of Japan, and the retail market is a significant part of the domestic market. So here you can see it's the market size just continuously keeps growing. It's 27.7 billion in 2021, and then now 29 billion, and the forecast just to keep is expected to keep growing. So gifting food is a common custom in Japan, an important part of the economy. So now that we've seen the history and background of omiyage, beyond the economic impact, the way these gifts are packaged and presented and also carry significant meaning. So we'll explore the visual and material design and how it's placemaking, and then reinforce regional identities. So the presentation matters. The way a gift is presented is just as important as the gift itself. Where packaging is often intricate, very carefully and thoughtfully presented. In addition to gift bags and boxes, which have designs, there's a use of the furoshiki. It's a traditional cloth used for wrapping. The tradition comes from Nara. It's a region near Kyoto. So for furoshiki, it's common for larger gifts. And so here I have the cloth and I've wrapped it. So I'll show, and so I got it here, this cloth. So here, let's see. So it's very pretty. There are so many different designs and colors, but so this is for Oshiki. So I had it wrapped around an omiyage, a delicious godiva. So it shows how also the omiyage, they adapt from abroad. So this one, it kind of shows the design and godiva. So uber delicious. I could show you. So you can see here, they come in individual little packages. And so they're carefully designed and always, perfect condition, easy to share with your office or family. And so this presentation using beautiful wrapping, it's all part of the art and gift of Japan in gift giving. It's just as important as the gift itself. So this beautiful packaging, it helps elevate the food gift. It has more meaning than just, I'm hungry or something. It has deeper meaning. So for shiki, so again, so here I am at just the other day I went to the store, a local store near one of the beautiful Kyoto temples, and the shop was selling a whole variety. And then part of the shop, they had this instructions so to help the tourists understand how to use it. So you can see there are different ways. You can even wrap a watermelon. That would be super helpful in Singapore when you're carrying it back from Tiong Bahru Market, a huge watermelon. Well, you could just bring your beautiful cloth and it's elevated the watermelon. You'll have an amazing fruit in the morning. So omiyage packaging and place. So beyond simply identifying gift's place of origin, packaging also tells a deeper story. So through imagery, colors, and text, the packaging, it often highlights elements of local nature, cultural heritage, or even historical figures. So making the gift feel more connected to the roots. We'll take a closer look at how these design choices enhance the storytelling aspect of omiyage. So a great example of how packaging and presentation enhance a food gift's food appeal is the Tokyo banana. So it's a representative of Tokyo. So the Tokyo banana, it's a soft, spongy cake. It's filled with cream, usually banana flavored. It's really cute, and it has different designs on it, such as Hello Kitty, pandas. And then other flavors are like honey, chocolate, maple. So more than just a sweet treat, though, its designs and flavors and limited editions make reflect both the regional marketing and then creative marketing. So the Tokyo banana, it uses its packaging and flavor to make it variations, to make it a sought after omiyage, where each are individually wrapped, just like the Godiva cookies shared with you. So the Tokyo bananas are. And some flavors are exclusive just to locations, such as the Haneda Airport. Another example, so just like the Tokyo banana, Kit Kat has become an iconic example of how food gifts reflect regional identity and have cultural significance. So there are unique flavors of Kit Kat, countless variety, and one is uji matcha. So uji matcha is a matcha from Kyoto. It has high quality matcha tea. So these treats, they showcase the local ingredients, and then they also show Japan's attention to detail. And Kit Kat's regional varieties capture the essence of place and then show how omiyage can transcend borders, how Kit Kat flavors around the world are very popular. So another example of a flavor of Kit Kat is from Hokkaido. Hokkaido is known for its adzuki and strawberry flavors. So Hokkaido is the island north of Japan. It's known for seafood, milk, and its produce. And so the adzuki beans and strawberries are a unique combination for Hokkaido Kit Kat exclusive. The packaging has a map of the island. And so it visually links the confection, this Kit Kat with the place. And then text over the map says Hokkaido souvenirs. So I had two students in this fall break, two Japanese students travel to Hokkaido for a week for part of their chemistry class, and they brought back these flavors of Hokkaido specialty Kit Kat for their friends. So Japanese definitely are expected and contribute and give gifts of the region for their friends, such as these flavors of Kit Kat. So just as Kit Kat and Tokyo Banana and the Hokkaido Kit Kat highlight regional flavors, Okinawa's famous omiyage are the Benny sweet potato tart, and then also the Chinsuko cookies. So these cookies, they're rooted in the Ryukyus kingdom. From the 1429 to the 1879, the royal family would enjoy these cookies. So it traces back all the way from back, reflecting Okinawa's rich history and local ingredients. So this beni tart, it shows the purple sweet potatoes, and then these Shinsuko cookies, they're made from flour, sugar, and pork fat. Okinawa has a lot of pork, and then also there's a combination of the salty taste of the Okinawa sea salt, making it an exotic cookie. So a closer look up for one of these cookies. So the snow salt Chinsuko cookie, it's a delightful variation. So they taste like traditional shortbread cookies. These cookies are a testament to the region's heritage and innovation. Where there are ocean and beach images, you can see here, it shows the uniqueness of the product. Okay, yeah, I'm getting these from Okinawa. And the snow salt, it's known for its delicate flavor and natural purity. It's harvested from the Miyako Islands, underground the seawater. So you can see with the map, so it's far south of Japan. Okinawa is considered like Hawaii of Japan, with the tropics. So omiyage also is a form of promoting national branding abroad. So as a form of gastrodiplomacy, where Baksu Boutique, an example of gastrodiplomacy, where it's an American brand, so a company based in New York City. So it's trying to promote to Americans to eat and get to know Japan through its food. So here it's an American gift subscription snack box. So in the box, it includes a brochure. You can see here it shows a map of Japan and details of where in Japan the snacks are from. So it's a way to learn about the country while you're eating the treats. And so Baksu Boutique exemplifies gastrodiplomacy, allowing Americans to experience Japan through the regional snacks. But so why does this matter? The concept behind gastrodiplomacy is rooted in the broader idea of soft power. And we will get to that, where soft power is introduced by scholar Joseph Nye, first coined the term soft power. So it's the ability to influence in a non-forceful way. So in contrast to arms and military and hard power. It involves shaping the preferences of others through appeal. Gastrodiplomacy also cultivates soft power through food, such as omiyagi, and then other ways are culture and sports, all different forms of diplomacy. And then omiyagi is a form of a cultural exchange where you're using food to promote cultural identity and foster mutual understanding both nationally and internationally. Where soft power operates through cultural expectations like food, making gastrodiplomacy a powerful tool in international relations. So just as we saw with the state dinners, it also occurs at the local level at home with the gift box, and all powerful ways to promote connecting and understanding across nations. We can also compare Japan's omiyage gifting to other food gift traditions around the world. It's the idea of food as a gift. It's not unique to Japan. For example, in New Zealand, Whitaker's chocolate combines tradition with local ingredients. So like Nelson grown pears, Manuka honey from Mossup's honey of Turanga. These offer delicious and distinct kiwi gifts. And here we also see similar traditions in Taiwan with pineapple cakes and In Scotland, where Walker's shortbread cookies, they have the iconic tartan pattern with the red pattern, and these all invoke the country's cultural heritage. So these food gifts, just like omiyage, they serve as a cultural bridge, sharing the flavors and stories of the places of the origin. So gastrodiplomacy and soft power, they're not limited to government initiatives or formal exchanges. In fact, food culture spreads organically through various forms that shape public perception. One major avenue is food media, so cooking shows and then Netflix, cookbooks like Gohan Everyday Japanese Cooking, social media, and magazines. Here I have a recent edition. It's highlighting Japan. And so whether it's a cooking show, and then also beyond media, there's hands-on experiences, of course, like cooking classes or learning how to make a dish from another culture. These are ways to deepen understanding. And here also in the picture, you can eat at, say, a ramen shop, in Tokyo or sorry, in New York, or eating at restaurants abroad are ways to learn about another country's cuisine. So these are the most direct experiences of gastrodiplomacy through restaurants, cafes, eateries. These all serve as cultural ambassadors in their own right. And then also additional ways are academic classes, offering information, cultural information, and then festivals bring food and culture together in celebratory ways. So all of these avenues contribute to gastrodiplomacy by making food as a bridge between cultures, shaping perception, also fostering appreciation on both local and global levels. So thank you. So have we've seen omiyage not only serves our local traditions, but also serves as a vital part of Japan's cultural diplomacy, regional pride, and aesthetic sensibility. It's a way to showcase the uniqueness of each region while also reinforcing Japan's broader cultural identity. So looking ahead, however, the future of omiyage in our increasingly globalized world, it presents challenges. It's essential to retain the distinct Japaneseness of omiyage. There's a need to preserve the traditions and values behind these gifts. So at the same time, there's risk of over-commercialization, which could dilute the authentic cultural experience that omiyage offers. So we should all continue exploring how omiyage can maintain its cultural integrity in the years to come. So to end, here we see this comic. It illustrates how important omiyage is for Japanese. Here you can see on the first screen, it says Japanese people on vacation. So 15 minutes taking pictures. And so we see Mount Fuji in the back and a selfie stick. And then the bottom screen, it shows 45 minutes picking out the perfect omiyage for friends and coworkers. And then, trying to decide which omiyage will be perfect. So this illustrates the importance of gift packaging and the social expectations to give to others. And so thank you. I really appreciate your time. Please connect with me. I would love to hear more about your thoughts, and thank you so much.